So for example, if I see this, uncertainty come up for women that is ready to just give it their all. So are you sure you can make that happen?
And essentially, we presented, now we give them the mic, it's your turn. And what's going to happen is that the prospect is going to start to ask all these.
Yeah, so just be checking behind, like, yeah, cool, I'll share all of that with you, but what's coming up for you now?
Because this is very important. This is the difference between average closers and top closers. Because
how do I know for certain that the coach is actually there, that they're going to give their all?
Essentially, we've presented, now we give them the mic, it's your turn. And what's going to happen is that the prospect is going to start to ask all these specific questions and all of these analytical questions, because either they have a limiting belief about bad experiences in the past, because they've seen bad reviews, and now they're concerned because they want to know all the steps before they make a decision. That's what the lead is going to do. So I need a prospect, I need a lead that can play that situation. Who can be that prospect? Great. So he's on an e-commerce coaching, okay? Someone who wants to start an e-commerce business, typical employee wanting to change his life through e-commerce. He presented the program, and now he's just going to give you the mic, and your job is to just the most stubborn person in the world and just try to pour a lot of uncertainty in this moment of the okay, and your job is to do the opposite.
Yeah. Okay? All right, so that's pretty much it when it comes to the process and how we get you to six figures. What questions do you have on that?
To be honest, I'm a little bit confused because first of all, how long is this going to take?
How do you mean this?
Like how much time is the full program, first of all?
It's
3 months. Okay. How many hours a week should I put into this?
That's a good question. And it's very important that obviously you put in the time that's required. Just to make sure I understand, like, where is the question coming from? Are you afraid maybe you don't have enough time to put into this?
Essentially, I just want to know so I can prepare myself best possible, because I'm not sure. You say it's going to take 3 months, but like, am I going to see results within the 3 months?
So just to bring you some clarity, when I say the 3 months, we're going to get your business to 100,000 within the next 3 months. And then we also...
This is good. Let's just stop for a moment, because I know what's going on, right? So I'm not going to tell you guys, because this is all about reading the prospect, okay? Because if you read them properly, you will do A. If you misdiagnose, you will do B, okay? So who here knows what's going on, why she's asking what she's asking? But who is able to know, yeah, I wouldn't have gone that way, I would have gone this way, because this is what I'm seeing. Because at this point now, we have enough information to be able to diagnose. So if you're not seeing what's going on, no worries, that's a room for improvement that you have. So we have fear, self-doubt. Okay, thank you for sharing. It's good that you're making this exercise. Okay, I'm going to tell you what's going on here. What's going on here is abdication of responsibility. She's abdicating responsibility. She's not taking ownership. Why? Because she's asking, how much time do I have to put into this? That was my first signal. It's like, you did it well, probing, But then on top of that, she gave me the second confirmation by saying, because you say 6 months, and in 6 months, am I going to get results? What is that telling me? That's telling me that she is looking for a savior. She's not at a place where I'm going to make it work. I've already decided I'm going to change my life. I'm going to make it work. No. She's not displaying that behavior. She's displaying the behavior of looking for a savior. Can you guys see that? Can you guys read between the lines? Just put yes or no, because this is very important. This is the difference between average closers and top closers, because this gives you efficiency. The better you are reading the situation, the better you are handling it. Yes. So when someone asks you how many hours you have to put into this, just immediately it's like, hold on, why the person asking me that? Check behind. But sometimes once you're advanced, how many hours can you put? Oh, I can put 5 hours. Okay, so what's better, putting 5 hours or putting 0? Putting 5 hours. So then we just put 5 hours. Yeah, but am I going to get results with 5 hours a week? Well, the question is, are you the type of person who's going to wonder if am I going to get results, if this is going to work, or are you the person who's going to make it work? Because then we're dealing with two different outcomes. So I am just putting the ball on her court. She has to take responsibility.
With this kind of stuff, I usually try to prevent it in the discovery. So, for example, if I see this, uncertainty come up for a woman that is ready to just give it their all, so are you sure you can make that happen? And then once I'm finished with the presentation, they're not going to give me that objection anymore because I just said we're not looking for that kind of people in our program, and now they're trying to make sure that I will choose them. So I always prevent that question. I never get this objection at all because I'm like looking for a woman that is 100% ready. And then they're like, oh, I need to be good for this program.
Exactly. And that's another thing that you guys can do. You can learn from that line, for example. This is the good thing about, sharing what worked for us. It's just like, hey, who's looking for people that are going to make this work, not that are waiting for him to come and save them. For example, this is like an example. So are you going to be the person that if you come here, you're going to do what you can with the resources that you have and you're going to overcome every single adversity? Or you are the type of person who's going to wait for your coach to wake you up every single day and just babysit you? Because then we're dealing with two different outcomes, man. And ultimately, I have to ask you that you can just go for a responsibility frame. Who's ultimately responsible for you to achieve your goals? You, me. But if you don't take that responsibility, who's going to do it? Nobody's going to do it, man. Only that's too much. That's overkill. Only if they keep just abdicating responsibility.
Yeah. So how would you transition from that initial question that she asked? Like, she's asking a question, and then to straight away go into handling that, just the transition part, going like, okay, yeah, I get that you have questions, but blah, 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 blah.
So you mean like, how would you check behind?
Yes, actually. Oh, yeah, yeah. So it would just be checking behind, like, yeah, cool, I'll share all of that with you. But what's coming up for you now that you
Like,
are asking this question?
you simply ask, in which context? Simply that. For example, this is one way. So, how many hours do you have to put into this? In which context? To understand. Another thing. Yeah, good question. I guess is there any specific reason why you're asking? Just so I can better help you here. Another thing. Good question. How did you come up with that question? Just so I can get the context. That's another way to say it.
Mm-hmm. However, if we ask it that way, wouldn't they just kind of stay surface level and not really? You see what I'm trying to say? Because, like, for example, if I say in what context?
Problem with me. How many hours do you have to put on this? Which context? Just so I understand.
Oh yeah, just in the context of knowing schedule of my day, like how many hours I need to free up and stuff, and which times, whether I can do this in the first place.
The question that you're asking yourself is if you can fit it into your current schedule. Is that what you mean? What's the main reason you're?
Yeah, just trying to figure out whether I can even do this.
Got you. Well, I mean, like, what's the alternative? The alternative is just allowing your schedule just to get in the way, not learning the right skills, not building your business, and 6 months turns into 2 years.
And what if I, for example, let's say, because it sounds good, everything does sound good, but what if I just start on my own and just like put in 2 hours?
No, if you've done discovery, that's not gonna show up. You present and now, yeah, I'm gonna try on my own. Like, where did you guys have seen that in real life? That's not gonna happen, right? You see what I did there?
Yeah, very good. Yeah.
And I never answered the question because that was not the real question.
And do you do that with the first technical question you get, or you kind of answer it first, you give them an answer, and then the second one you attack?
This is role play. Do you guys want me to do it as a closer?
Yeah, do it, bro.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Let's go.
Okay. Let's just do another person who can be prospect and just be that stubborn prospect. So
Yep.
That's really everything you need. The roadmap and the 3 pillars to really take your store or whatever it's B2C to really go from where you are working in the kitchen to becoming that e-com entrepreneur. That's all you need. Now, I know that I've given you a lot of information, so now it's your turn. So I give you the mic. Get the time that you need to ask me any questions. This is the time to get full clarity. So yeah, what questions do you have?
Yes, awesome. I guess, yeah, the question that I have is, how do I know for certain that the coach is actually there, that they're going to give their all? Of course, I see results and stuff, but that's a thing that.
That's a good question, man.
I don't know.
When was the last time that someone asked me that? How did you come up with that question? Before I understand the context behind it.
Because I've tried, as you know, I've tried many programs in the past, like I mentioned, and every time I kind of felt.
So the program you tried in the past, the coach they assigned to you, they weren't good. They let you down.
Yes.
Got you. Okay. Can I share something with you here real quick?
Yeah, sure.
Have you ever gone to a restaurant that had really, really good reviews, but you had a bad experience?
Definitely.
Yeah, right. That happens all the time, right? Even if they have bad
Mm.
reviews. Even if they
Mhm.
have, so did that stop you from trying new restaurants?
No. However, I feel like it's kind of comparing two different things though, you know, because we're talking about a program where I might be dedicating 3 months of my time and just a simple meal, you know?
Well, is it though? Because what I wanted to share with you is the fact that we tried something in the past and that let us down. Does that mean that everything that we're going to try in the future, any other restaurant that we're going to try in the future, we're going to get the same outcome? No, right? But
Mm.
the brain does this thing where if we have a bad experience in the past, for some people, we get in a relationship, I got a toxic woman, and sometimes some people just decide to give into the belief all women are toxic. But if I
True.
give into that belief, am I going to find the love of my life?
That's a good question because
What,
all
what is
women are toxic.
my goodness. But you know what I mean? So it's like I
Yeah.
understand how the programs in the past and those didn't work.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
And do you genuinely feel that we will be able to have the level of results, more than 2,000 client successes, if we put VAs as CSMs, as coaches? No, right? So no worries, bro. We got you.
But,
We have
but what about, okay, so I'm willing to believe you on that, you know, because at the end of the day, it's faith.
I don't want you to believe me, man, because I don't want you to do things because somebody else says so. I want you to come up with your own conclusions. So I want you to ask yourself, who is the variable here? Is it us that we've been in the game for 6 years? For 6 years, we have a proven track record, or is it you?
Well, that's a good point, you know. Let's say it's me. How
It's you.
much time do I even need? How much time do I even need to do this properly?
Yeah, let's go back to that. How much time are you willing to make and to put to become the person you know you deserve?
All the time I have, but maybe it would not be enough in comparison to other clients that have all the time coming into this.
What is the alternative? So there's two options, right? We do the most that we can with the time and the resources that we have, or we just don't. Which one do you feel is going to keep you stuck in that life?
The second option.
Are you willing to settle for that?
No.
So how your mindset and your perspective coming into this needs to be different. Do you feel you need to make the time that you have and do the best that you can with the time that you have, or just not putting anything at all just because you don't have all the time that you want?
I just need to put in all the time I have, basically.
Because if you don't make the time, if you don't take full responsibility for this, and you don't make this a priority for you and for your family, who's going to do it?
No one. It's just me. It's me.
So the question is, do you want to take that responsibility and really make the time?
I have to.
You don't have to, man. You've been 6 months without taking that responsibility. And not to put you on the spot or not offense, but you don't have to. You could keep going on without taking that responsibility. So the question is, do you want today to take that responsibility and actually go to bed tonight knowing that the change has already begun? You are starting to step to the person you deserve to become. Are you willing to do that? Are you wanting to do that?
Yeah, I have to again, you know, for my family. I have to.
In a week, you have to make it count. If you can put 5 hours, you put 5 hours. You put 10. If you make everything every single week count, we got you.
That's awesome.
What questions do you have?
None.
But this is the attitude. It's like I cannot allow the prospect to drop uncertainty into the tempo chain, because then all the certainty that I've built with the presentation is just gonna go wasted. And right after the tempo change, what comes? The temperature check. So if I just let this guy just pour uncertainty for 10 minutes, when I temp check him, what is he going to say? Yeah, it sounds good. Oh, yeah, he has a lot of potential. Make sense?
And that was very good.
It's an illusion of control. So we present, we give them the mic, we allow them to ask questions, we allow them to digest the presentation, but it's an illusion of control. We give them the illusion that they can ask any questions, but we control the information that we give and the energy that comes into conversation. If we see, oh, uncertainty is coming, no. Why are you asking that? And we just reframe the guy.
Like, what is the success rate? How do you deal with that question specifically?
Two ways. Number one, you check behind. That's a really interesting question. I am sure you're asking that for a reason. What is it, right? That's one. The other way is like, Great question. Are you asking for the ones who did the work or the ones who didn't? The ones that did the work. Oh, 100% of people that do the work, they get results. That's it. What other questions do you have?
I don't feel like that works for women though. They get so insecure. That doesn't work on women. What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? It doesn't work on them.
Then just, adapt to what you know works for them. That's a really good question. Can I ask you, what's the context with that question so I understand and I can better help you here? Oh yeah, I just really want to make sure what the success rate so I can know whether I'm going to be successful. That's a great question. Can I share something with you from a different lens? Yeah, sure. Is it the program and the success rate what determines your success, or is it you and your commitment to it? What do you feel? Do you know what I mean? But I'm just more focusing on how I communicate rather than what I'm saying. Or just adapt the energy, the tone, or the question. If it's like, I never like to ask, why do you ask? Because it's very direct. Can I ask, in which context are you asking, just so I can better help you here? Or that's a really interesting question. Maybe for women, the elicitation doesn't work. Saying, that's a good question. I bet you have a very good reason for that. Maybe that doesn't work. Maybe you have to go with a question. That's a good question, I guess. How do you come up with that question? Just so I can get the full context and I can better help you here. Something like that. But you have to check behind.
Yeah, I need to check behind for sure, but they do want to know like specific. I have people that want to know all the specifics, right? And what I say,
address something here real quick, because you've asked me 3 times, what is the success rate? It sounds like you're looking for a specific number. Can I challenge you on that for a moment? Yeah, sure, go ahead. Have you ever considered that way of thinking has actually limited you and has actually gotten you to a place where it's been 6 months and you haven't been able to push through this revenue level? Oh, how do you mean? Yes, because you're trying to get certainty. You're trying to know step number 3 without being willing to take step number 1.
I just feel when I say that, it's like, especially in the woman that is more advanced, it's like they get a little bit offended. It's like, what do you mean? Like they start to defend themselves.
So you have to diffuse all of that. You have to go like, no disrespect or anything. It's just that I've done a lot of these calls and I've seen the difference between people that just go to here and people that they get stuck. And what I've seen is this. Does that relate to you? Like, do you see where I'm coming from? Right? Because it's just like we have to point it out. If someone is just, but what is the success rate? And you're like, yeah, that makes sense. But what is the success rate? And you go, blah, 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 blah. And they just get, but what is the specific number? It's just like, you have to challenge that.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, have you ever considered that way of thinking has led you to be where you're at today? You haven't been able to get help over the last 6 months and you've been doing everything on your own because you have to know a specific number. You're trying to control something that you cannot control, or you're trying to see things from a perspective that doesn't serve you. That's how you knowing the specific number actually helps you. Because again, what are we asking here? The success rate of the people that did the work, or the success rate of the people that didn't do the work, the average success rate, right? And we've done this multiple times in people with your situation. It's not that we're just brand new. We've been in the game for years. You've seen the testimonial. So who is really the variable here? Is it us, or is it your ability to adhere to our process? You cannot negate. It's undeniable proof that what we have works. You can see our client's brand. It works if you follow it. Would it be safe to say that this is less about our ability to give you the results and more about your commitment and more about you not being fully willing to go all in on yourself on a new business relationship? Because I would fully understand that. You've done things in the past, they didn't work, and it's very easy to just sort of like reflect, project bad experiences into future experiences. But if we just keep doing that, do you feel like we will be able to embrace and engage in a new relationship without full judgment, with full openness and willingness to make this relationship actually work this time? Have you ever considered that has been the limiting belief that has kept you in that situation? Right? You see what I'm doing?
Yeah, I do.
But we have to reframe that person, because if it's just stubbornness, we're just like, hey, it's also a sign of no coachability.
Exactly.
Helpful?
Yep.
All right, that's it for this video. If you like it, smash the like button. It really helps the channel and also tells me that, hey, maybe I should do more of these videos. Number 2, share your biggest takeaway down in the comments below. Just one biggest takeaway. We would love to know. I read all the comments. And number 3, if you have a request for a video or a specific challenge you're facing as a high ticket closer or in your calls, share it down below or share it privately in my Instagram. I'm more than happy to have that in mind for future videos. I'll see you in the next one.